got doubts because everything that come out of her mouth a lie. All the stuff she did in the past, just cheating with multiple people. Cheating with multiple people. I could catch her like, if her phone bing, she hide it.
If my phone bing, you just want it. If my phone bing, it could be Jesus Christ. He gonna think I'm sleeping with.
Ms. Graham is desperately trying to prove to her on-again, off-again fiance, Mr. Scott, that their 4-year-old daughter, Taylor, is his biological child. But you know the drill, folks. Mr. Scott is not convinced. He's throwing shade left and right, saying the timeline for conception just doesn't add up. And folks, things are about to heat up.
Are here to prove to your on-again, off-again fiance, Mr. Scott, that your 4-year-old daughter, Taylor, is his biological child. You say his paternity denial is destroying your relationship and you need today's results to save your family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to Ms. Graham, Mr. Scott's paternity denial is tearing their relationship apart. They're planning a wedding, but these paternity doubts are like a dark cloud hanging over their heads. And Mr. Scott, well, he's adamant that he's not the father, pointing out every little detail he can to prove his point.
Your Honor, I asked her for a test over and over again.
Okay, but take me back. How did we get to the point where, okay, will you marry me? Yes, I will. But we need a DNA test. I mean, how do we get from being engaged and being happy, planning a wedding, to all of a sudden this DNA thing looming over our heads?
Because I want to move on with it, but not if Taylor Rose is not my daughter. I don't want to move on with it.
So if Taylor's not your biological child, you're not getting married.
Mr. Scott just dropped a bombshell. He straight up says that if Taylor is not his biological child, he's not walking down that aisle. Talk about a plot twist. Ms. Graham is shook, to say the least. The stakes are high, folks. This wedding is hanging by a thread, and it all comes down to a DNA test.
Produce this paternity question.
It was him. I know the night that I conceived. I definitely know the night I conceived. We went down to Orlando. We got a room. We had sex for about a week, nonstop. He knows exactly which weekend I'm talking about.
Your Honor,
it's like after I got pregnant, like I said, he just flipped the script.
Your Honor.
Were you engaged during then?
Yeah, no, we were engaged before then.
Woo! So apparently, Mr. Scott was onto something. Ms. Graham reveals that during their on-again, off-again relationship, they were getting down and dirty with no protection in sight. Mr. Scott is throwing accusations left and right, questioning every move Ms. Graham made during their tumultuous relationship.
When you count back, you're saying we were off then and not having sex then.
We was way off then, Your Honor, way off.
So when you saw it, what did you do with the information?
I didn't say anything to her about the paperwork until she approached me about being pregnant.
So what happened when you approached him, Ms. Graham? What did you say?
I approached him because this was like my first time being pregnant. This is my first child.
Ms. Graham is looking pretty guilty right now, but she's standing her ground, insisting that she knows the night she conceived Taylor. She even paints a picture of a romantic getaway to Orlando with non-stop bedroom action.
It is so much stress to my pregnancy, so much unnecessary stress.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Did you break up during the pregnancy?
We just separated before the pregnancy. We got back together. We were always on and off again, so the timeline is a little sketchy, but we did break up several times, but the bottom line is we never stopped having sex throughout this entire thing.
Your Honor, ask her this.
Yep. Just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, Mr. Scott drops another bombshell. He reveals that he found paperwork indicating Ms. Graham was 6 weeks pregnant before she even told him. The plot thickens, folks.
Is undoubtedly my child.
I just wanted to have time. I had just graduated. I just wanted to have time for myself to see what my options were before I had him. Once I did make the decision to keep the child, I brought it to him. You know, I was very afraid. Like I said, I just had graduated. My life is just beginning to take off. I did not know if I wanted to take on the stress or hardship of being a parent at that time.
Ms. Graham is hurt and betrayed by Mr. Scott's denial, while Mr. Scott is adamant that he's not the father. It's a classic case of he said, she said, with a wedding hanging in the balance. Will the DNA test reveal the truth, or will this couple's relationship be torn apart forever?
Mr. Scott, you are not the father.
Thank you, Your Honor. I already knew I wasn't.
Jerome, can you go see if you can try to get Miss Graham?
So, next up is Ms. Fain, who's here to prove that her estranged husband, Mr. Geeter, is the father of not one, but 2 of her children. Talk about a double whammy. She admits to cheating, but claims she was a careful cheater. Sounds like a ticking time bomb.
Your estranged husband today, the first is to prove that he fathered your 4-year-old son, Antoine Jeter, and the second is to prove he fathered your 2-year-old son, Kingston Jeter. You testify that you may not have been a faithful wife, but you were a careful one. And you are positive he is the father of both children. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Geter is 100% certain that he's not the father of these two boys. He's calling his wife out, saying she's trying to pin these babies on him just because they're still legally married. The drama is already heating up, folks.
But you are still legally married.
Yes, we are.
How did you meet? Take me back.
We met back in 2010. We did meet over the chat line.
You start dating, and then you were in a committed relationship, ended up getting married.
Got married after my daughter was 4 months old.
Okay. And then somewhere along the line, paternity questions.
Yes.
Oh, snap. Ms. Fain spills the tea, revealing that she's been raising these boys alone, and it hasn't been easy. She's had her life turned upside down, with her car even being taken away because Mr. Geter hasn't been helping out. Talk about a tough situation.
So, Ms. Fain, you were cheating on your husband.
Yes, I was.
Why?
Pretty much, I got married early, and I just wasn't interested in Drew anymore. So I started cheating.
And so, Mr. Geter, is this the only time you caught your wife cheating?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Things take a spicy turn when we find out that Ms. Fain wasn't exactly the picture-perfect wife. She admits to cheating not once, but twice. And Mr. Geter, well, he's caught her in the act both times. Looks like we've got another cheater in the courtroom.
Did you find out she was pregnant?
Couple of weeks to a month.
So take me to that day when you found out she was pregnant.
When she called and told me that, she was pregnant, my only response was DNA test. I don't want to take care of I don't want to take care of nobody else's child. I'm sorry, I don't.
We was having sex unprotectedly.
Unprotected, but you also had the affair during that time too, right?
Yes, protected. I was protected.
As the story unfolds, we learn that Ms. Fain and Mr. Geter met on a chat line back in 2010. Fast forward, they get married, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Ms. Fain confesses to cheating because she felt like the spark had fizzled out in their relationship. This is getting juicier by the minute.
Separated. I moved back to Memphis. Once this second incident happened, I took my butt back home,
So Antoine is 4. Have you developed a relationship with him? Do you have a relationship with him?
I would be honest about that.
No, Your Honor.
No, I really don't have
Not at all.
relationship with him.
He's acting out, he don't listen, he don't have a father figure in his life, and he needs his dad.
Mr. Geter spills the beans on how he caught his wife cheating not once, but twice. The phone rang, there was silence on the other end, and bam, the truth came out. But hey, they worked past it the first time. Can lightning strike twice in this relationship?
I think that's more devastating,
Is it gonna be more devastating than if they end up yours and you are the father and you've missed 4 years of connecting with them and the child is acting out because he has no father figure and he thinks you're his daddy, but he thinks you only come for his sister and not for him?
Well, I admit it's not fair, but it's just the hand I was dealt right now.
Now here's where things get really interesting. Ms. Fain finds out she's pregnant, but Mr. Geter's response? DNA test. He's not about to take care of someone else's child. Ms. Fain drops another bombshell. She had not 1, but 2 affairs during the window of conception.
You brought your girlfriend with you. She's sitting here supporting you. She's been with you for 4 years, but you got a 2-year-old son potentially with your wife.
Yeah,
now, what
right.
kind of mess is this?
You're right, it was a hot mess. I agree,
So, Mr. Geter, I think this is a good opportunity and a good time to hear from your girlfriend.
As the case unfolds, we see the emotional toll it's taken on both parties. Mr. Geter tries to be there for the pregnancy, but Ms. Fain's sneaky ways make it difficult for him to trust her. The tension between them is at fever pitch, and it's time to put it all to rest with the DNA test results.
Mr. Geter, you are the father.
Told you. I already know.
You are the father of Antoine. What do you have to say?
Now I'm hoping he can be in his son's life.
Do you want to be there for your son, Mr. Geter?
Yes, I do. I'm not one to turn my back on my responsibilities,
The Carmens have been together for a whopping 27 years. That's a long time, folks. But things aren't all sunshine and rainbows for these two. Mrs. Carmen is here to prove that her husband is the father of their 4-year-old daughter, Rone Zaya. Mr. Carmen, on the other hand, is adamant that he's not the daddy and has some bombshell evidence to prove it.
Your 4-year-old daughter, Ronasia, but you plan on proving paternity today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Carmen, you say when the DNA results reveal that you are not Ronasia's father, your marriage is over. You claim to have bombshell evidence that proves another man is the daddy. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The tension is palpable in the courtroom as Mrs. Carmen lays it all out. She's been through the ringer with this paternity issue, and she's not backing down. But Mr. Carmen isn't having any of it. He's ready to drop the mic and walk away if the DNA results don't go his way. It's a high-stakes game, folks, and the fate of their marriage hangs in the balance.
Yes, I love all 5 of my children by this one woman. I'm right here with this woman.
And I'm right here with you, and that's your daughter.
And I don't have no kids nowhere else. I have nobody nowhere else. And I've been doing my job in my house.
And so you are in the home together now.
We are.
You're married.
Yes, we are.
You once had, obviously, a wonderful relationship. You've been together 27 years.
As Judge Lake digs deeper into their relationship, we learn that things weren't always rocky for the Carmens. They had a fairy tale beginning, going out, having a great time, and starting a family. But somewhere along the way, things took a turn for the worse. A separation, a boom boom room, and a yard sale later, and here we are. It's like a soap opera, real life.
Party house?
It's a party house.
With women?
With women.
And everything else?
And everything else.
Jerome, you been to a boom boom room?
That's why they call me Jerome Boom Boom Hamilton.
I learn new things every day in this courtroom. So, Mr. Carmen, you got yourself a boom boom room during the separation?
That is correct.
The courtroom is buzzing as Mr. Carmen spills the tea on the infamous Boom Boom Room. Yes, you heard that right. During their separation, he turned his place into Party Central, complete with women and who knows what else. Mrs. Carmen wasn't having it, though. She kicked him out, sold his stuff at a yard sale, and that was that. Talk about a wild ride.
I had to go and do me.
So you got yourself your own boom boom room?
I got myself my own boom boom room, and then he found out about it.
Hold on, you skipped the part. So during this time when you got yourself your own boom boom room, how many guys were you dating?
Oh, just one, Your Honor.
Just one man?
Oh, yes.
But wait, there's more. Mrs. Carmen suspected foul play and sent a spy to check out the Boom Boom Room. Can you believe it? She paid someone $100 to infiltrate the party house and report back. It's like something out of a spy movie, but with a lot more drama. The lengths people will go to in the name of love. Am I right?
You back together, your family's together.
That is
and
correct.
then between 3 and 4 years old, you get these text messages on your phone.
Yep.
And the first text message says, "Thanks for being a stepdad."
No, that was the highlight of the text.
Oh, the
highlight. That was the highlight of the thanks for what? Y'all jiving. Okay, so then we'll move right along. Make sure it stay up there. Step aside so Lakeisha, my cousin, can be together. Blah, 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 blah. What?
As the truth comes out in the courtroom, emotions run high. Mrs. Carmen is fighting to save her marriage, while Mr. Carmen is ready to walk away if he's not Roneziah's father. It's a classic he said, she said situation, but with a lot more at stake. Will the DNA results bring closure or tear this family apart?
Mr. Carmen, you are the father. Oh, Jesus. Oh, hold on.
I told you.
Ms. Commons is here to prove that Mr. Baker is the father of her 2-year-old daughter, Brez. According to her, he's been denying their daughter and refusing to take responsibility. But hold on, Mr. Baker has a different story to tell. He's throwing some serious shade, accusing Ms. Commons of cheating and questioning the paternity of little Breeze.
Commons, you claim the defendant has been denying your 2-year-old daughter Breeze and refuses to do anything for her. You are furious and testify that you are certain he is the father and plan to prove that today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Baker, you claim you were a loving father for the first 1.5 years of Breeze's life until 5 months ago when you appeared in couples court and learned Ms. Commons cheated.
Ms. Commons is getting emotional, sharing how much Breeze adores her dad and how he's been a part of her life since day one. She even mentions how they have this cute nose-rubbing thing that they do. But Mr. Baker is ice cold. He brings up Ms. Commons' past infidelities and is sure that he's not the father.
First, he'll say, go over there to your mama. He know how my baby is affectionate. My baby got a skin fetish. She like to rub on people. So that hurt my feelings when he be like, go to your mama. And she be like, I want you. And he be just saying, go to your mama. Go to your mama. Why are you telling her to go to her mother? And she wants you. She knows what she want. It makes me emotional because she loves us. Like, she rubs our face. She rubs our ears. The way she rubs his face, they got this little nose thing that they do.
The tension is rising as Ms. Commons recalls the moment she told Mr. Baker about her pregnancy. She thought he would step up and be a father, but things took a turn when she revealed that she had been unfaithful. Mr. Baker's doubts started creeping in, and he began questioning the paternity of Breeze. Breeze.
Exclusive.
All right, listen. Take me to the point you find out she's pregnant with Breeze. When you find out she's pregnant, do you accept it? How does she tell you?
Like, when she told me she was pregnant with Breeze,
We found out together.
I was like, is she mad? You feel me? How you know that? You've been messing with other guys, you feel me? Which I noticed and don't caught it and seen it on numerous occasions. And I was like, well, I don't know, but if she is mad, you feel me? I'm gonna be there for you. I do want to be a good father to my kids.
Things just got a lot juicier. Mr. Baker drops a bombshell about a weekend getaway where he decided to test Ms. Common's loyalty. He pretended not to want to see her, but in his head, he was planning to go over, oh, the games people play.
How could you explain a good night? Because she sat there and said, I cheated. Oh, it's a good night.
You didn't leave the room?
Where's the good night at?
He didn't leave the room, did he?
It was painful.
He still slept with me that night.
Okay, hold on.
Still drunk?
You feel me?
Right. So you told her about the situation.
Ms. Commons is not having it. She's calling out Mr. Baker for his behavior, questioning why he would test her like that. The tension between them is palpable, and it's clear that there's a lot of unresolved issues between these two. Will the truth finally come out, or will this case take an unexpected turn?
You say she dropped the bomb, number 2, which was that she had slept with somebody else.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
We chilling in the hot tub, jacuzzi and everything, and after Blue just came, I cheated. Hold on.
No, Jan, that's not what happened. I can tell you exactly what happened.
She like, I cheated, I stepped out. So I'm looking like, when you do it? I asked her, like, when? She talking about, I don't even remember what date, but it was too close to when Breeze.
As the court proceedings continue, emotions are running high. Ms. Commons is adamant that Mr. Baker is the father of Brez, while Mr. Baker stands firm in his belief that he's not. The DNA test is looming, and it's going to reveal the truth once and for all.
Y'all was in that little tit-for-tat mess. I say it all the time, it never works. And we as women, we never win.
Never.
Because we always end up with the baby, and it's always our baby and Papa's what?
Maybe.
Yep. We gotta stop playing that game. We don't win. We lose, our babies lose. Why play? So we're here.
The moment of truth has arrived. The DNA results are in, and the tension in the courtroom is palpable. Will Mr. Baker be proven to be the father of Breeze, or will Ms. Common's worst fears be confirmed? The judge is about to reveal the results, and we're holding our breaths. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Mr. Baker, you are the father.
Get a hug. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result.
We've seen a lot of cheaters today, folks, but this next one is on a whole new level. Mr. Walls, who's accusing Ms. Walker of being a serial cheater. He claims that after a short time apart, he caught her with someone else's hands in her cookie jar. And guys, things are about to get heated.
A short time away from Ms. Walker, you caught her with someone else's hands in her cookie jar.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you say Ms. Walker is a serial cheater and there is no way you are her child's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Additionally, Mr. Walls, you claim you lent Ms. Walker your car to help her with her child and she never gave it back, so you are suing her for $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Walls spills the tea, revealing that he lent Miss Walker his car to help her with her child, but she never gave it back. Now, he's suing her for $2,500.
We started going out there, you know, spending time by the water. I felt it was romantic, you know,
So, Ms. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor.
He seemed like he was a gentleman courting you. You went out with him?
Yes, Your Honor.
It was a good relationship at first?
It was good in the beginning until I found out I was pregnant. When I found out I was pregnant, I told him, but he talking about he wanted a DNA test. He said that he saw me in the car with another guy.
As the case unfolds, Ms. Walker fires back, calling Mr. Walls a sweet-talking liar. She's adamant that he's the father of her 3-year-old daughter, Adriana, and she's ready to prove it.
But not in a relationship. So when she told you she was pregnant and it was your child, you had doubt?
Yeah.
Your Honor, when I told her I was pregnant, and he has said, well, I need to take a DNA test because he said he didn't trust me.
But she admitted to cheating, though. Because when I was gone for them 30 days, she admitted to cheating.
Did you admit to cheating?
No, Your Honor.
The judge digs into their relationship, and it turns out it all started with Mr. Walls trying to catch Ms. Walker's attention by the street. Persistence pays off, right? They hit it off and even had romantic dates by the water. But hold on, things take a turn when Ms. Walker drops a bombshell.
I'm glad you said it and not me. No, seriously though. So the point is you thought she meant I'm dating someone else.
Yeah, she had to been because, shoot, when I come up her street one day, I'm in a different car, I come up her street one day and I see this blue Crown Victoria parked in front of her house. I see 2 silhouettes in the car. I seen a silhouette.
Is this what you brought? You brought an exhibit over here?
That's what that is.
Ms. Walker reveals that when she told Mr. Walls she was pregnant, he wasn't exactly thrilled. He demanded a DNA test because he claimed he saw her in a car with another guy around the same time she got pregnant. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise.
Leaning over kissing the guy.
Step back over to the podium, sir. Thank you for that description.
Number one, Your Honor, the car wasn't in the driveway. The car was in front of my house. And he told me.
So you admit it, right here, the car was in front of your house.
Right, in front
and you was
of
in the
my
car,
house.
right?
I admit that, but I'm not about
You
to
was in the
admit
car.
that I was cheating because I was not cheating when I got.
Was there
What
a
you doing-
man in
what
the
you
car?
doing in the car with a
Guess
man?
what?
Mr. Walls doubles down on his doubts, insisting that Ms. Walker admitted to cheating while he was away for 30 days. He's convinced that there's no way he could be the father of her child. The tension in the courtroom is palpable.
You know, I'm kind of complicated, but I was working it out.
You were in transition.
We can call it that.
Oh,
We can call it
okay.
that.
So bottom line is you weren't really claiming either woman.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But Your Honor, he was.
But you just making circles around her house 3 times checking to see what she doing.
Well, see, she said she's pregnant by me. I was just making sure her well-being was okay.
Ms. Walker vehemently denies cheating, stating that the person Mr. Walls saw her with was just a family member. But Mr. Walls isn't buying it, and the accusations fly back and forth like a game of verbal ping pong.
Is he on the birth
know why I
certificate?
wasn't at the birth?
His name
Let's
was
not
birth
get there.
certificate, no.
Let's not get there why I wasn't at the birth. Let's
He
get that
came.
together.
He came after I had a baby. He came at 7 o'clock that night.
You called me 7 o'clock that
No,
day.
no.
Your Honor,
No.
this woman called me. She called me and said, I had the baby. I said, when did you have the baby? She said, yesterday. I said, Dominique, it's 7 o'clock.
I
It
was
is
in
7
labor.
o'clock. She didn't call me till the next day.
He was
called
ready, Miss
him.
Walker. Why didn't you call him?
I called him.
So it seems like both parties are sticking to their guns. Mr. Walls is adamant that Ms. Walker's a serial cheater, while she's standing firm on her claim that he's the father of her daughter. Who will come out on top in this courtroom showdown?
And one thing leads to the next. I'm on the pool table.
Oh, was
we did not use
operating
protection.
hours?
Huh?
No,
it wasn't.
No. The club that I had belonged to, you know, as a member, you can have a key to the bar.
Okay, the baby was conceived on the corner pocket. So, any other doubt that you've left out?
All my other kids, I had symptoms. You know what I'm saying? I woke up, I'm feeling like I'm puking up a little bit. I'm feeling a little nauseous.
As the case reaches its climax, emotions run high. Mr. Walls presents evidence of seeing another car parked in front of Ms. Walker's house with 2 mysterious silhouettes inside. Could this be the smoking gun that proves his suspicions?
Closeness or their cohabitation with a woman. So they may feel it more if they live with the woman or if they identify more with the pregnancy.
And you all weren't living together when she was pregnant, right?
Right.
What bearing does it have on paternity? Any?
No, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry, Mr. Walls.
I mean, you know.
Mr. Walls, for your other 5 children, were you living with the mother at that time?
Yeah.
The tension in the courtroom is at an all-time high as the judge prepares to deliver her verdict. Will the DNA test reveal the truth, or will this case remain shrouded in mystery?
Mr. Walls, you are not her father. Ms. Walker, I gave you an opportunity, at least 5.
Well, I apologize. I'm sorry.
3 years. 3 years. Do you know who her father is?
Yeah.